Hey there. I just wanted to talk a little bit about, what music means to me. People keep, coming on my page and saying, you should just, forget about what people say, and, if they're too ignorant, just let them have their opinion or whatever, stuff like that. You can't be like that with things. You can't just dismiss things all the time, because if no one ever stood up to a tyrant, or, people that just generally are doing the wrong thing, that really try to force it down people's throat, nothing would ever happen and nothing would ever change. Some people just have the ability to stand up to people like that, and that's how I am. Music has been my life since I was born. I mean, my entire childhood consisted of listening to music. Parents always had the stereo going and stuff when I was a kid, and if we ever went out to the river or anything, we always were blasting music. I was always singing music. I was always in, choir and different shit like that. I've always sang and always done stuff like that. And throughout my entire life, I've always been involved with music. Even when I was a football player, and that was what I was going to do. I had scholarships to play football, and I broke my leg. And I wasn't able to play anymore. I broke my femur. And I lost everything. And throughout that time, if music wasn't there, I wouldn't be here, period. Because that's basically all I did, just lost myself in music. And I had started playing guitar before that, and, was getting alright, but at that point, when all that stuff happened, that was when I started really getting into it deep. And when I get passionate about things, I want to know every little detail. I want to have as much knowledge as I possibly can on the subject of what I desire. So, basically, ever since, I've dedicated my life to, learning everything I possibly could, and for a long time, at my end years of high school, I had a band called Six Shots by Midnight, and we were blowing up, just blowing up, and I couldn't believe it because I was only 17 years old. I was like, holy shit, is this really happening? Frickin' touring around where I live and stuff, up in the Northwest and around Oregon and Washington, Idaho areas and shit. I'm only at 17 too. It's pretty fucking crazy. And then this guy I knew from this record store that he doesn't own it anymore, but he knew an A&R guy from Columbia Records, and we started communicating back and forth. He really dug what we were doing because it was really different. It was not so much of a metal band. Really wasn't actually, at all. It was more of a progressive, really melodic, progressive. It had heavy aspects, metal aspects to it, but it was not metal, because there was a lot more singing than anything. A lot of melody, but really odd time signatures and stuff like that, which I really dug at the time. That's fun to play, and I've just always picked up on those kind of things. I like different things, and so basically, I battled depression ever since things happened in my childhood, and all sorts of different things have happened in my life where I've had to battle depression and things like that. And music has always been the vice, the one thing that has just is a release, you know what I mean? So it is my life, it is me. This is what I do, this is all I do, this is all I care about. Literally in my life, everything that I can account for in my life, it all has to do with music, because this is the only thing I care about. So, having said that, why I make these videos in opposition of Scott Grove is because when you see people that are literally putting people in a box and saying, this is how you need to do things, this is the equipment that you need to use, this is what, you know, I use, and this is the shit, and these people suck, and blah blah blah, and if your opinion differs, you're a dumbass, or you're a moron, and shit like that. You can't be like that. And to his fucking fans, that is not just, being fun and, you know, joking around. No, it's not. You can tell when someone's just joking. You know, maybe even every once in a while they would say that. That's all he talks about. This is why it gets to me, because as a musician, caring about other musicians, because I want people to have, you know, everything they want with playing music. I want them to get places too, because it matters to me, because this is my whole life. And basically it's like, you know, what is shitty to one person is amazing to another. Good example, Dimebag Darrell. He started using Dean guitars, which were pretty much, you know, shut out, and just nobody played them, nobody liked them, thought they were shit guitars, and he was one of the greatest guitar players ever, and he played them his entire career, well, besides Washburn, but whatever. But that was only because Dean had shut down by that point. But you know, and he used solid state amps in metal, which was weird until he heard a real tube amp, and then he changed over because tube amps are better. But he started his own style, and that's what people need in music. You don't want to, for someone to tell you that you need to do the same things that they do because that's the right. There is no right way in music, okay? No matter what anyone fucking tells you, no matter what anyone says, any real musician will tell you there is no right way. Whatever works for you is the right way. There could be things that I would think are the shittiest things ever that work fucking great for someone else for what they're doing. Because for one, everyone has a different style. No two people have the same exact style. They don't play the same. So what's good for one person is not going to be for the next guy. And you have to keep an open mind when it comes to things like this. When it comes to music and, you know, equipment and what you need to do and how you need to play. Okay, basically what I think, you know, people that rely solely on lessons to learn guitar get put in this box of this is right and this is wrong, and they never leave that box, so nothing new ever comes of it. They end up playing like the next guy. When you know, learn the basics, learn, you know, certain picking techniques and, you know, a few scales and stuff like that, learn the basics of it all, learn the fucking fretboard like you could sit with your eyes closed and know what you're playing and know exactly what you're doing without having to think about it, and then start creating your own thing. You know, play weird dissonant chords that don't make any sense, that aren't even, you've never even heard of them. You know, I've done that, and they've sounded really cool. People come up with shit all the time. That's why I'm saying nobody knows everything about guitar. Never. Never, never, never will anyone know everything about guitar. No. And to the people that think that, you're seriously ignorant, man. But this is why I do this, is because, you know, if there were no one there to say, you know what, fuck that guy is wrong, he's doing the wrong thing, you can do this. You know, some people, not everyone, and yeah, I understand, most people can figure it out for themselves. Great. I understand that. But there's a lot of people that can't figure it out for themselves. And sometimes it takes one person to say, you know what? No, it doesn't have to be like that. That's not the way you need to do things. For them to finally, all right, and open their minds and try things for themselves. You know? Like, I would never force anyone to try to do the things that I do, you know, or play the same things that I do. You know, if they ask me and they're like, okay, what do you use? I would be glad to tell them and be like, yeah, you should try it out and see what you think. Because it's all a matter of opinion. And it's all a matter of taste and feel and shit like that. Everything is different. No one has definites in this. And, you know, this is why I have to do this. Because people are listening to someone that speaks in definites. That, you know, makes blanket statements constantly about things. And it's just, it's wrong. It's wrong. And I can't sit and watch someone do that. And again, people go, well, then don't watch him. That's not the point. I can't take someone that is sit there and doing something like this and acting like that and have him just get away with it scot-free, like, okay, no one's going to say anything in opposition. That's not how the world works. I mean, I've got people that will talk to me in opposition of what I'm saying. Good for you. But, I mean, I'm not speaking in definites, and I'm not, you know, the only definite that I'm saying is that Scott Grove is full of shit and he's a liar. That's it. Other than that, I just want to help people open up their minds to things because, you know, if no one opens up their minds and no one tries new things and tries different things, nothing new will ever come of anything. And music is something that progresses. It's forever moving. It's forever going. It's forever building. And if everyone thought the same, and if everyone had this, you need to do this, and you have to do this, and if you think this way, you're an idiot type of outlook on stuff, then everyone would be sitting playing fucking country and stuff like that, like Scott Grove does. I mean, and 99% of his fans are all country players, which, I mean, I am down for every style of music. I like, you know, any style. Good. There's only two kinds of music. It's good music and bad music, period. That's the bottom line. Genres to me, whatever. I hate the fucking subgenre and genre bullshit, whatever. There's good and bad music, okay? But it's people like him that, you know, try to put people in the box. And then you have fans like his that only play that kind of thing. And I'm sorry to say, like, you guys are some of the most ignorant fans I've ever encountered. Because the only people that have been fighting me on anything have all been the country fans. Because it's just a fact of the matter. Like, most of you guys, probably 80% of the country fans, have this closed outlook on music. They don't really branch off very far. If they do, it's in the same realm. You get what I'm saying? Like blues and softer stuff like that. It never really goes anywhere else. It never ventures into a different path. You know, I like blues. I like some R&B. I like rap. I like metal. I like classic rock. I like some fucking disco. I actually do like some disco. I like some country. I mean, some of it. Like, the newer stuff, to me, country nowadays is not country anymore. It's just rock. If anything, it's just classic rock reborn. But, I just wanted to talk a bit because, you know, it just, a lot of us get into music because our lives tend to not be so easy. And with metal players, like, and this comment just really, this is when I actually do get pissed off. When Scott Grove says that metalheads are stupid. If they play metal, your IQ is low and you're stupid. Okay, my IQ is very high. I am not stupid whatsoever. And to listen to shit like that, that is ignorant. And that statement in itself is stupid. Anyone that listens to metal is stupid. Really? No, most of us people that listen to metal had shitty childhoods or lives, or, you know, struggle with depression or struggle with something in their world. And that music provides sort of a release for that thing, you know, because it's the intensity of it, oddly enough, to us, is calming. It's soothing. And most of the content is directed, you know, basically towards the subjects that we are struggling with at the time, too. It's therapeutic. And for someone to come and say, fuck you for it, and you're a dumbass because you play it or listen to it, fuck you, dude. You can't act like that. That's just as easy I could say that you're a fucking stupid ass for listening to bumpkin music, which you are a stupid ass, but I mean, to say that everyone is, you can't generalize and you can't speak in blanket statements like that because it makes you sound ignorant. And that's what really gets to me. People wonder why I'm doing this. This is why. Until that shit stops, until I don't hear about this kind of shit anymore, I'll keep saying what I gotta say. At this point now, it's really to a point where, you know, I really want to try to reach out to people that have basically been made to feel stupid because of the shit that he said, you know what I mean? Because he shits on a lot of people and things and products and companies and everything. Pretty much everything. Music and everything as a whole. He shits on everything. Really. People say, well, no, he's a really good guy, and, well, he's never lied to me, and how do you fucking know he's never lied to you? You know nothing about him. And I could prove to you many, many occasions where he has lied to you. I could do back-to-back videos of him saying one thing and then doing another. And we've talked about it plenty on my pages. So this whole outlook of, you know, you should just not say anything and you should just keep your mouth shut about it and, you know, whatever you have to say. No. I'm not going to keep my mouth shut. And I'm not going to listen to that bullshit. As long as I have to hear that bullshit. Because no matter what, it pops up on my feed. And I'm not even subscribed to his fucking page, and it still pops up on my feed all the time. Just because we're in the same loop of things. I can't put up with that kind of shit. And I want to talk to people that really want to know different things about guitar, that have an open mind about things. I don't want to talk to his fans. Quit coming to my fucking page and trying to talk shit. Like, and the thing is, you never even come up with anything like real or funny or anything. Like, some guy just commented on one of my videos saying, "You smoke like a girl." Okay. Like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Like, stay on topic. If you want to argue with me, at least stay on topic. That's one thing. But to the people that, you know, have been listening to me and subscribed to me, and, you know, the fans and stuff like that, you guys have been awesome. Like, you know, I've had some good talks with some of you guys. You guys have had some good outlooks on things. And the support is awesome. Like, what I really want to do is try to get this out there so more people can, you know, talk, and we can have a kind of guitar discussion, because that's what I really want out of this whole page, is just kind of a guitar discussion, because this is what I love. This is what I love to talk about. This is what I love to do, and I love to hear what other people, you know, have to say, and what, you know, what they like, and different things they've done and shit like that. Like, I love hearing about all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, anyone that subscribes to me and stuff, you know, you can always message me too. Like, you don't have to just comment. Comments are awesome too, but I mean, you can message me and, you know, ask me whatever you want, and